December 1st, 1952, a courtroom in New York. A man has just won a case he's been fighting since his uncle's death. The right to what's left of his estate. But something's wrong. This isn't everything that was seized. Somewhere, there's a missing piece, and whoever's hiding it knows exactly what it means. Investigator. The man in that courtroom was fighting for the belongings of Nikola Tesla. Call him the father of wireless technology. Almost no one disputes that. But most of his fame came after his death. Not for what he built, but for what disappeared. One invention in particular still splits this file straight down the middle. Fact on one side, unconfirmed legend on the other. And even a government report couldn't fully close the debate. Tonight we open it anyway. Tesla was born in 1856 in what's now Croatia to Serbian parents, his father a priest, his mother running the family farm. In 1863, his older brother died in a riding accident. It's considered the turning point of his life, the point where Tesla began speaking about visions and conversations with his dead brother. Academically, he was exceptional, memorizing entire logarithmic tables, studying mathematics and physics at Graz, philosophy in Prague. By 1882, one idea was consuming him: alternating current. He's said to have sketched his first working diagram in the sand while walking. At the time, every electrical device in existence ran on direct current. AC didn't exist yet, not commercially. In 1884, Tesla emigrated to the United States and went to work for Thomas Edison in Manhattan. Edison bet him $50,000 to redesign the company's DC generators. Tesla did it. Edison's response: "You don't understand the American sense of humor." No payment, no patent credit. Tesla resigned immediately. So he built his own path, founded the Tesla Electric Light Company, and by 1888 had registered over 30 patents. Then came George Westinghouse. Westinghouse funded him, licensed the AC patent, and the two of them became Edison's direct competition, a fight that became known as the War of Currents. Edison played dirty. In 1890, he arranged for a convicted murderer to be executed using an AC-powered electric chair and a PR stunt designed purely to make alternating current look lethal. The financial strain of that war eventually forced Westinghouse to ask Tesla to give up his royalty rights entirely. Tesla agreed. He walked away from what would have amounted to an estimated $3 billion over time. Still, in 1893, Tesla and Westinghouse lit the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, then partnered with General Electric to build the first major AC power station at Niagara Falls. Along the way, the Tesla coil, early neon and fluorescent lighting, X-ray experimentation, and a radio-controlled boat demonstrated at Madison Square Garden. Patented before Marconi. Remember that last detail. It matters later. In 1895, a fire destroyed Tesla's New York laboratory. Years of research gone. He relocated to Colorado and began work on something bigger than any single invention. A tower that could transmit wireless power for free to the entire world. Banker J.P. Morgan funded it, $150,000 to build the tower at Wardenclyffe. But the engineering costs outpaced the funding. Tesla asked Morgan for more. Morgan refused. Investors had already moved on to Marconi. In 1901, Marconi sent a wireless signal across the Atlantic, England to Newfoundland. Tesla sued, claiming Marconi's device used 17 of his own patented technologies. He lost. The case wasn't reopened and ruled in Tesla's favor until 1943, the same year he died. Decades too late to matter. Wardenclyffe shut down. It became, in Tesla's own words, a monument to his defeat. By 1912, he'd essentially withdrawn from public life, living out his final decades on the 33rd floor of a New York hotel. He didn't disappear from headlines, though. 1931, Time magazine cover marking his 75th birthday. 1934, a New York Times article claims Tesla has developed a weapon capable of shooting down 10,000 enemy aircraft and from the sky. They called it the Death Ray. Whether it ever existed as more than a claim, that's still contested. We'll come back to it. In these years, the eccentricities became impossible to ignore. Obsessive-compulsive patterns around cleanliness and the number 3, shaking hands with 3 people, then washing his hands 3 times, exactly 18 napkins at the dinner table, counting his steps, and an attachment to a specific white pigeon he claimed visited him nightly. According to Tesla himself, one night he knew, just by looking into that pigeon's eyes, that it was going to die. He described a light in its eyes, brighter than anything he'd built in his own laboratory. The pigeon died in his hands that night. Tesla died alone in that same hotel room on January 7th, 1943. Here's where the file gets complicated. The death ray was pitched, according to reporting, as a tool for preemptive defense, a way to guarantee peace through deterrence. No working model was ever confirmed to exist, not even a prototype. The 1934 article claims Tesla presented the design to J.P. Morgan and the British Deputy Prime Minister. Neither showed interest. Some reports claim the Soviet Union later provided a research trust of $25,000 for a related project, before quietly losing interest too. After Tesla's death, the U.S. government's Office of Alien Property seized his documents, officially, to keep them out of enemy hands. 3 weeks later, an MIT electrical engineer named John G. Trump was brought in to review the files. Yes, Trump. He was the uncle of Donald Trump. His conclusion, nothing dangerous. Mostly speculative and self-promotional material. No death ray. Here's the irony worth sitting with. John Trump went on to work on X-ray imaging technology and Allied radar research during World War II. Donald Trump has said his uncle spoke to him about nuclear power before it was public knowledge. The FBI used Trump's report as its official basis for closing the death ray question. Case closed, officially. Unofficially, the theories never stopped. Author Mark Cipher has claimed in his own writing that both Franklin Roosevelt and Ronald Reagan were connected to death ray research. Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, nicknamed Star Wars, reportedly drawing conceptual inspiration from it decades later. These are contested claims, not proven fact. What is fact? In 2016, the FBI declassified 250 pages of Tesla-related documents. More followed in 2018. Conspiracy researchers argue there's still more being withheld. Tesla never married, never had children. His estate went to his nephew, Sava Kosanovic, at the time Yugoslavia's ambassador to the U.S. According to FBI records, officials feared Kosanovic might hand Tesla's technology to a foreign power. Some in the Bureau reportedly considered detaining him. A U.S. court ruled in his favor anyway. The boxes were shipped to Belgrade, to what's now the Tesla Museum. Here's the detail that keeps this file open. FBI records confirm 80 boxes and were seized. Only half arrived in Serbia. 20 are unaccounted for. Cipher offers 2 explanations: a packing error during the transfer, or the government quietly kept them. The circumstantial case people point to, the Star Wars missile defense program, emerging roughly 40 years after Tesla's death, built on the same defensive principle the death ray was said to use. Tesla's name gets pulled into almost every fringe theory going. Worth being clear about which ones hold up. The Philadelphia experiment's blue glow claims get linked to Tesla's real lighting. Experiments online constantly. But there's no credible evidence tying his work to that story, which is unproven on its own. Claims of Tesla achieving instantaneous teleportation have no reliable sourcing at all. The most quoted time travel story comes from a single, unnamed assistant who claimed Tesla exposed himself to a massive magnetic field and briefly experienced past, present, and future at once. No corroboration exists. The only real anchor is one Tesla quote: "I can see the past, present, and future at the same time. That single line may be the entire origin of the rumor. What's actually documented, inventions Tesla described, that never once reached the public. An earthquake oscillator? Tesla claimed he once built a resonance device in his lab strong enough to shake the surrounding building and had to destroy it with a hammer before the vibrations brought the structure down. He told police it had been an earthquake, a thought camera. His 1933 concept that a person's thoughts imprint on the retina and could theoretically be captured as an image. Modern researchers are, in fact, still working on retinal and neural imaging that echoes exactly this idea. A 1901 concept for underwater wireless triggered explosions, designed to generate tidal waves large enough to capsize an enemy fleet. And after Wardenclyffe's collapse, a wirelessly powered supersonic aircraft, New York to London in 3 hours. None of it was ever built. All of it was documented in his own words at the time. Tesla died poor and largely alone, but nearly every piece of modern electrical infrastructure still runs on the current he fought to prove was possible. The ambiguity was never fully resolved, not by the FBI's report, not by history. 20 boxes, one report, one family connection nobody expected. Was there ever a working death ray, or just a scientist who understood, better than anyone, how to make people believe in one? My name is Professor Cipher. Subscribe to join the investigation. Next file, we go looking for what's missing